Technology connects us, unites us, amplifies our power, and surpasses the learners to live in harmony and peaceful coexistence. Over the years, technology has revolutionized our world and daily lives. Furthermore, technology has created amazing tools and resources, given ample information at our fingertips. Undoubtedly, modern technology has paved the way for multifunctional devices. With all of these massive breakthroughs in technology, has in fact made our lives easier, faster, better, and fun unlimited. Expertise in technology adds a new dimension to the techno-savvies of the current era as the entire globe sails smoothly and introduces innovative ways to make the education hassle-free under this challenging time. Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Delhi Public School Computer, I extend a warm and delightful welcome to witness the aptitude of technical skills of our vivacious dipsites. We are immensely privileged and honored to have an eminent member of jury amidst us to adjudge today's event. It is a matter of pride to introduce the jury comprising of Ms. Rajani Kapoor and Mr. Abjit Kaur, who would be judging the upcoming event.
Consistent nurturing and exploring new avenues in ever-widening technology have become the hallmark of Delhi public schools. In order to widen the horizons of technical skills and to attain well-rounded connoisseur, the school has taken proactive steps to test the technical aptitude of dipsites titled MindSpark. Before we proceed to the event, let me brief you on the various activities slated for the participants. Therefore, the activities have been broadly classified into three categories, such as Mindbender and Blind Coding, Code Brigade, and Fact Architects. Eventually, 5 finalists from each event have been shortlisted. The event is about to commence with the introduction of the first activity, Mindbender and Blind Coding, based on quiz with multiple choice questions wherein 3 rounds would be conducted and each question would have a specific time limit for the participants' response. Now, I like to invite the quiz master to proceed the event.
Very good evening to all my students. I'm so happy and excited to welcome you all on this wonderful event, Mindbender and Blind Code. Before we proceed, I would like to give you the rules of this event. You have 3 rounds for this event. Each round, you will get 5 questions. First round is based on general questions of time limit 30 seconds. Second round is based on predicting output for the given code of time limit 40 seconds. And third round is based on identifying the error for the given code of time limit 40 seconds. Your time starts once I stop finish reading the question. So hope all are ready for answering the question. So we will begin with our round 1, question 1 to the first contestant. So I wish all the contestants very best. So my first question to the first contestant, MB1. MB1, get ready for your question. And here comes your question. What will happen if you press F8 key 3 times in a paragraph of MS Word document? And your options are: option A, selects a paragraph. Option B, selects a sentence. Option C, selects a word. And option D, selects an entire document. Your time starts now.
I'd like to go with option B, selects a sentence.
Thank you so much for your response. Your response is option B. Now moving on to the second question to my second contestant, MB2. MB2, here comes your question. How would you represent this picture in a binary? Picture is also there on your screen and you can read the options and your time starts now.
I want to go with option C.
Option C. Okay, thank you for your response. Now we are going to our third question to the contestant MB3. MB3, your question is here. Who invented a mechanical calculator, which is also known as Pascal calculator? Your options are option A, Blaise Pascal, option B, John Pascal, option C, Blaise Pascal, and option D, Charles Pascal. Time starts now.
I would like to go with option B, John Pascal.
B, John Pascal. Okay, great. Thank you so much. Moving on to the contestant MB4. Here your question. Which of the following is not an early computer? Option ENIAC, option B, UNIVAC, and option C, NASA, and option D, SAGE.
I would like to go with option C, NASA.
Okay, thank you so much. Your option is option C, NASA. Now the next question goes to the contestant MB5. Your question, what will happen if the background image is smaller than the browser's window in HTML? Options are, option A, it will leave a blank space at the bottom of your page. Option B, it will be repeated. Option C, it will be stretched. And option D, it will not be displayed. Time starts now.
I would like to go with option B, it will be repeated.
Option B, it will be repeated. Thank you so much for your response. Now we are going to our round 2. In round 2, I will read your question. The programs and the options will be displayed on your screen. You can read the program and options and give your response within your 40 seconds. Now the first question to the first contestant, MB1. Predict the output of the following Python program. Programs and options are there.
I'd like to go with option C.
Option C. Oh, great. Thank you so much. Now moving on to the second contestant, MB2. Here is your question. What is the output of the following code? Time starts now.
I want to go with option C.
Option C. Thank you so much. Now the next question from our round 2 goes to the contestant MB3. Find the output of the following code. Options and programs are there on your screen. Your time starts now.
I would like to go with option D, 468.
Okay, option D. Thank you so much. Contestant MB4, get ready for your question and your question. Find the output of the following Python program. Options and programs you can read, and your time starts now. Twenty seconds left.
I would like to go with option B, 50, 30.
Option B. Okay, great. Thank you. Moving on to our contestant, MB5. MB5, your question is here. Predict the output. Read the programs and options. Your time starts now.
I would like to go with option B, 6, 12, and 14, 24.
Okay, your option B. Thank you so much. So we are now moving on to our round 3. In round 3, my first question goes to my first contestant, MB1. MB1, your question, find the type of error in tuple. Your options and programs you can read. Your time starts now. MB1 left with 20 seconds. You have only 10 seconds more.
I'd like to go with option A, value error.
Okay, thank you so much. Option A. Now, the second contestant, MB2, get ready for your question. And your question is, find the type of error in tuple. Programs and options are here on your screen. And your time starts now.
I want to go with option B.
Option B. Okay, great. Thank you so much. Now, moving on to my next contestant. MB3, your question is here. Find the error. Programs, options, you can read and give your response within 40 seconds. You have 20 seconds left.
I would like to go with option D, statement 4.
Okay, thank you so much for your response, option D. Now moving on to my next contestant, MB4. Identify the error. Read your programs and options. Yes, your time starts now.
Option A, B is equal to 0.
Option A, thank you so much for your response. Now, I'm going with my last contestant, MB5. And your question, identify the error statement. Time starts now.
I would like to go with option D, print value of A is equal to E.
Okay, your option is, your response is option B. Thank you so much for all your active participation. And I'm so happy that again and again we have proven that you are equally talented and efficient. That is why our two contestants, they secured the same marks from our quiz program. So we have to go for a tiebreaker session for our two contestants. So contestant MB2 and contestant MB4, get ready for your tiebreaker question. Contestants MB2 and MB4, hope you are ready for that next round of session. And in this round, you will get two questions each. Each question, you will get only 30 seconds to answer. So your 30 seconds will start once I finish my reading question. So here comes your first question, contestant MB2. Your question, find the output of the following. Your time. Twenty seconds left.
I want to go with option A.
Option A. Okay, thank you so much. Now, MB4, your question. What will be the output of the following code snippet? Programs are there, and your options also coming. And your 30 seconds starts now. MB4.
Option A,
10 seconds.
key error.
Option A. Thank you. Now, the second question from our tiebreaker to go to MB2. What will be the output of the following code snippet? Options are also there. Your time starts now.
Option D.
10 seconds. Option
D.
D. Option D or B?
Option D, 432.
432. Option D. Thank you so much. Now the next question goes to the contestant MB4. Your question is there. Find output of the following. Program and options you can read. 30 seconds starts now. Contestant MB4.
Option A, 10.
Okay, thank you so much. So I'm so thankful to all the contestants. Now moving on to the comparers.
Thank you, ma'am. Indeed, it was a spectacular performance.
Design is not just what it looks like and feels like, rather design is how it works. The next event is Code Brigade, in which the contestants would develop a game with the help of programming languages such as Python, QBasics, and Scratch. The time limit allotted to each contestant would be of 3 minutes. To begin with, let me call Code CB1 to present the project.
Good evening, I'm Coach CB1 and today I'm going to be showing you my game that I've developed. This game is called Infinity, and I've created this game using Python and its libraries called Pygame. So as we all know, Python is a very powerful language and can help us in various aspects of programming, such as machine learning, artificial intelligence, and much more. So using one of its key libraries called Pygame, I've created a 2D shooter game. So this game consists of three main levels, level 1, level 2, and level 3, and the difficulty rises as you pass through each level. The game also contains multiple characters, such as the main player and the enemy player. The main player is controlled by the user, and the enemy is controlled by the AI that I've set up in the code. So now let's take a look at my code. As you can see, this is how my code is structured. I've used various forms of nested loops throughout the program. I've also created separate classes and defined them separately for performing different functions. And one such class is called class world. This class right here determines how the game works, all the way from top to bottom, all the way from the world generation to how the game ends. This includes how the main characters works, how the decoration looks like, and even how the custom items called the collectibles that I've added in the game. So this is just a general idea of how my code works and how it executes. So now there's a very useful practical application of the game. As this game is time-based and reaction-based, this game can be used in multiple virtual stores. For example, a user wants to download a game or an app in a virtual store and faces an internet connection, or even if the installation takes too long, the user can access this game by a simple tap and play this game while they wait for the internet to connect, or even if the installation to complete. So this can engage more users for relieving and other health problems, and can also cause high consumers in virtual stores. So hence the slogan, play while you wait. So this is how my game looks like, the starting screen. And if I click start, the game starts, and if I click exit, the game exits. So when I click start, I spawn in a new world, and this is the main player and this is the enemy player. I can control the main player by jumping, moving left, moving right, shooting, and also throwing grenades by W, A, and D keys on the keyboard, and left click and right click on the mouse. So as you scroll through the game, you'll find these enemies. You can attack them, and after you completely eliminate them, they'll do a small animation. This is called sprite animation. So also, as you scroll through the game, you'll find multiple collectibles such as these. This will help you refill your health as well as restack your inventory. You can keep track of your inventory at the top left. I'm not going to be bothering to defeat this enemy just for demo purposes, and I've set the game to easy mode. So as you go through each terrain, you'll find various platforms. This will test your reaction skills and also your how quick you think. So that's another practical application. So as you can see, there are a bunch of enemies spawned all over the map, and they try to shoot you when you're in their vision. So when you finally come to the end, you can throw a grenade and it explodes after 3 to 4 seconds and deals a 50% of health damage. So when you finally reach the end, you'll see this sign. This sign indicates that you've completed this level and you have to further progress to the next level. So a small transition happens and you finally reach level 2. So this level is much harder than the first level because of terrain changes. So this is how the level system works. And there's also another system called the checkpoint system. For example, if I fall in this pit here, I lose my health. Also, if I fall in the void, I lose my health. So if I restart the game, due to the checkpoint system, I respawn right at the start of the level 2. So I don't have to worry about doing the course all over again from level 1. So this is just a basic idea of my game. And the main objective is to complete the game as fast as possible, just like a speed run. So this is just a general idea of how my code works and how my game runs. Thank you.
Thank you, Code CB1. Next up, I'd like to call Code CB2 to present the project.
Good evening. I am Code CB2. The name of my project is Adbus A380 Simulator. I have done this project using Scratch. Scratch is a high-level block-based programming language, which children can use to create games, animations, etc. So now I'm going to explain my code. So in this code, when the game starts, forever, it checks whether the bird is touching the engine. And if yes, it sets engine fail to yes. And that's what happens in these codes also. Next, in the bird sprite, when the game starts, forever it checks whether the altitude is greater than 50 and less than 300. If S, it creates a clone which goes to the right side corner and glides to the left side corner. Next up, I have the engine failure warning. So this, it's a forever loop. It checks whether engine fail is yes and it's not addressed. Then it blinks by repeating it, blinks twice and plays sound teleport. Next, I have throttle, and forever it checks whether the engine fail is no, and it's touching the mouse pointer and the mouse is clicked. If yes, it goes to the mouse pointer's position and sets X to 89. And if Y position is greater than 161, it sets Y position to 161. And if it's less than 106, it sets it to 106. This code is done to ensure that it doesn't go out of range. So the next, I have flaps. The flaps, it's a forever loop which again checks whether it's touching the mouse pointer and its mouse clicked. If yes, it goes to the mouse pointer and sets X to 212. Again, if Y position is greater than 178, it sets Y to 178, and if it's less than 117, it sets Y to 117. In my project, it can also dump fuel. If you click space bar, it'll check whether the altitude is greater than 49, and if S, it sets fuel dumping to yes. And when you click Z, you can stop it, it'll set fuel dumping to no. So now I'm going to play and show you my code. So at the beginning, it asked me what's the distance that I want to travel. The minimum value is 10,000 and I'm going with it. So then you click on start, and then you can change your flaps to 1. You can click on 1, 2, 3 to change your flaps. Then click the up arrow to increase the speed. When the speed is greater than 150, click the left arrow to nose up and take off. You can click G for toggling between gear up and gear down. So you can change your flaps to 2. And if you change your flaps to 2, it's a cruise flaps, and it also levels the plane. You can toggle you can change the speed using the throttle also. I'm showing it to you now. And I have to always have my eyes on the altitude, the speed, the remaining fuel amount, aeroplane angle, and the remaining distance. And there's a runway every 5,000 meters. And I can start descending a bit earlier so that I'll be able to land safely. So if I click the right arrow, it points down. And I can wait for some distance, maybe till altitude 18, and then wait for the remaining distance to again come down. But I have to have my eyes surely on it so that I don't miss the runway also. So I click G for gear up, to gear down now. Now we can land. So click the left arrow and I've landed the plane.
Thank you, Code CB2. Now I'd like to call Code CB3 to present the project.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Code C, the CB3, and my name of the project is Mario Spirit. I have developed it using Scratch, and Scratch is an object-based or object-oriented development software kit where you can develop interactive stories, games, and music, etc. Without knowing any knowledge of the programming language. And as you can see this, my game has totally 13 levels, and my name of my project is Mario Speedrun, and the coding for the Mario Speedrun is to collect coins, drop bomb, defeat the boss, and to test the ground, and many more. Yeah, there are totally 13 levels in the game. You can win the game by defeating the final boss, and you have 33 lives in it. And the game is pretty simple to play. Let me show you the. You can collect coin by dropping. You can collect a coin to drop the bomb, and the top center top is you can see how much life you have. Now see, you can touch the lava and die. Now see, you have lost the life. So it's very easy. And my game has totally 3 to 4 seconds for the blast of the bomb, and there's a bouncer where it just push you up. Yeah, and there's a ladder where you can climb up and jump up over the pillar of the lava pit. There's a block where it disappears and uh, comes back again. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Code CB3. Next up, we have Code CB4 here to present their project.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Code CB4, and today I'm here to present my game that I made using Python. Python is a very powerful and very useful programming language, which is used to build websites and softwares. Python is a general purpose language which can be used to make any software or programs as we wish. The name of my game is Space Invaders, and I have used the module Pygame and the app PyCharm to develop this game. In this game, there are two main characters, the spaceship and the alien. The alien tries to destroy the spaceship, and our goal is to destroy the aliens which keep coming in. This is an endless game which you can play without internet. You can also see your score in the top left. Now, I'm going to show you my game. So this is my game. You can move using the right and left arrow keys in your keyboard, and you can see that the aliens keep spawning in as we kill them. Now, as this is an endless game, this keeps on going forever until we lose. So this is basically my game. It can be played without internet, and if you want to make any changes in it, if you know Python, you can make it. Thank you.
Thank you, Code CB4. Now I call the last contestant of Code Brigade, Code CB5, to present their project.
Good evening to all. My code is CB5 and I'm going to explain about my game. This is a simple arcade style snake game. I developed this using Python. I chose Python because unlike most of the other programming languages, Python provides its game engine Pygame inbuilt. In other programming languages, you are required to install the libraries from the respective websites and install it manually. Python is very easy to use and expressive language. Therefore, even when there is any issues while creating the game, you can easily debug and make your own game. So as you can see here, I have imported 3 modules: Pygame, Time, and Random. Pygame is the module provided by Python. Time module is used for defining the frames per second in the game, and random module is used to create many conditional statements. As you can see here, I have given conditions for the basic game functions, and as you can see here, the fruit position is defined by the random module, and also the default snake direction is towards the right. So whenever I start the game, the snake moves first to the right direction. And these are the game over functions. That is, whenever the snake touches the end of the window or bites itself, the program quits. So these are the various conditional statements which define what does up arrow, down arrow, left and right does. In the last set of statements, I have used the time module to define the frames per second, and also the Python game module to display and update every second. So I will run and show my code. So as you can see, the default direction was right. So whenever the snake eats the fruit, I have incremented a value of 10 so that the green snake increases in size. So as you can see, whenever it eats the fruit, the size is increasing. So when I touch the end of the screen, the game is over, and also it displays the high score. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Code CB5. Mere words will not suffice to applaud their consummate performance.
Innovation is taking two things that exist and putting them together entirely in a new way. Subsequent to Code Brigade, we have yet another round named the Fact Architect, wherein the contestants will be demonstrating their newly created project with the help of technology that they have opted for. Each participant would be given 3 minutes for their presentation. Let's witness the demonstration of our budding technocrats. To begin with, let me call Code FA1 to present the project.
Good evening. I'm FA1 and my project is a smart home automation system. It comes under the category Internet of Things. You can call my project to be like a Wi-Fi enabled smart switchboard. We all have switchboards installed in our homes to control devices like lights, fans, and other things. Well, with my project, instead of just using the normal traditional flip-up switches, we can also use a mobile phone, tablet, or laptop or any device with Wi-Fi and internet, and we can control these devices remotely from anywhere in the world. I'll now show the module and also give a live demo for better understanding. So this is the unit itself. That is a 4-port relay board. That's a Wi-Fi module, and that's just a normal LED light. This relay board is very similar to the switchboard that we have, and those two wires that you see there are coming from this LED light. Normally, those two wires will be connected to the regular flip-top switches, but in this case, it's been connected to this particular relay, and when this relay board receives the signal from the Wi-Fi module, depending upon the signal, it will either close the circuit and the light will start to glow, or it will open the circuit and the light will turn off. The entire system uses the Arduino IoT cloud service for all internet-related functions. And in a mobile phone, we are using the IoT cloud service app to control the device using just Wi-Fi. Currently, the LED light has been named as switch 4. And when I turn it on, the light turns on. And then when I turn it off, the light turns off. The system is also compatible with Amazon Alexa, meaning you can either use the app on your mobile phone or you can use Echo Dot devices like Amazon Echo Dot to control using voice commands. So this is the Amazon Alexa app. Alexa, turn on switch 4. Alexa, turn off switch 4. And that's how it works. Now, yes, there are existing solutions to the same problem in the market as of now. But the advantages with my project is that this is almost 10 times less expensive than a similarly spec product that you can buy on Amazon. And also, if you want to create a smart home ecosystem, there is no need for you to go and buy new Wi-Fi enabled LED lights and fans. This unit can be directly attached to an existing switchboard, and you can easily convert your existing non-Wi-Fi lights and fans into Wi-Fi enabled smart lights and fans. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Code FA1. Next up, I would like to call Code FA2 to present the project.
Good evening, everyone. My code is FA2 and my project is an RFID system. By now, we are all used to doing stuff without actually touching it, right? Like tap to pay Visa cards, unlocking hotel rooms, or checkouts in supermarket, or even in public libraries. All these are possible thanks to a technology called RFID. So what is RFID? RFID stands for Radio Frequency Identification. It's a technology which uses radio frequency to automatically identify, track, or process information of an object. It could be anything, books, car keys, or in this case, these ID cards. Now let me show you my project and demonstrate how it works. So as you can see, this is my project. I have made an RFID system for schools. There are three components. The Arduino Uno microcontroller, which transports and processes the data, which is received by the EM18 RFID reader module. What this module does is, it emits radio frequencies, which are received by this pre-coded tags, which are nothing but ID cards, which can be given to school students. So as I bring this ID card closer, you can hear this beep sound with a small flash of light, which means the data has been processed by the microcontroller and it's transferred to the system. Now for the processing of data and registration, I've made a small code, which I'll be showing you now. So this is my code. I've written it in Arduino, and I have two tags over here. For each tag, I've given one name. For first card, I've given a student name, and second card, I've given our school name. So let me show you the output screen. This is the output screen. As I bring the first card close to the reader module, you can see an output is being displayed along with the tag number. Now I'll bring the second card closer, and you can see then the output is being displayed. How many more times I do, the output will get displayed as you bring the card closer to it. You can also view the output using time. So you know the particular time at which a student has come into the school. You can see the time is being displayed here. So this project can be easily upgraded to a higher level by upgrading the frequency of the sensors and also by integrating it with the GPS system and also a facial recognition system, which then can be used in schools to ensure the safety of the school students. By increasing the frequency of the sensor, it can be made such that as soon as the student who has his ID card enters the school premises or the campus, automatically the data has been stored that is been entered at a particular time and the student is safe. And by integrating with the GPS, you can know exactly where the person is in school, or even if the person is lost, you can easily find them. This is called a passive RFID tag. This has no battery in it. This only has a small chip which receives radio frequency and emits it back to the EM18 RFID reader module, which then takes the data and converts it. So there's no need of any maintenance to it, and no damage can easily happen to this card. You can just use it like a normal school ID card. You can even print on the surface. Yeah. And now a survey report says that about 60,000 school children go missing in India. That is about one missing child every 8 minutes. I believe that we can reduce these numbers rapidly if we implement RFID technology in schools. The data is registered every time a student enters or exits the school, which means each and every school student is safe. It's basically making the world safer for us to live in. I would like to conclude by saying that technology, when implemented in the right way, can change a lot of things and can help a lot of people. Thank you.
Thank you, Code FA2. Now, I would like to call Code FA3 to present the project.
Good evening to all present here. I am FA3. A project with Arduino which automatically measures students' temperature and saves it for further use. This type of sensor is also used in laboratories as an infrared thermometer for measuring body temperatures. Due to this COVID-19 pandemic situation, the demand for this sensor has increased. This sensor is an infrared thermometer for non-contact temperature measurements, capable of measuring temperatures between -70 to 180 degrees Celsius with an accuracy of 0.02. This sensor uses IR-sensitive thermopile detector chip with an with a signal conditioning ASIC integrated into a single chip. As mentioned earlier, this sensor can measure temperature of an object without any physical contact by calculating the temperature of an object by measuring the quantity of IR energy emitted by it. This is often made possible with a law called Stephen-Boltzmann law, which states that each object and living thing emits IR energy, and therefore the intensity of this emitted IR energy is going to be directly proportional to the temperature of that living thing. So this is the code I have used to do my project. So this actually tells the program to run every 5 seconds and record the student's temperature. So I'm running it now. As you can see, this is the normal temperature in my room. As soon as I keep my hand, so you can save it for further use. Through this project, there will be no need for human or teachers to manually record and write the temperatures of the student. This project automatically records the student's body temperature using IR and export their data to an external computer for analysis, and also identifies the ones with abnormal or high temperatures. This project helps in maintaining healthy environment in this pandemic situation. Thank you.
Thank you, Code FA3. Up next, I would like to call Code FA4 to present the project.
Good evening to all. I'm Code FA4. I'm here to explain to you about my project. My project is based on a very important invention, that is the micro SD card. A micro SD card is a storage device which you use in your smartphones, CCTV cameras, or any other devices. The name of my project is SD card vault. My vault is not like any other traditional vault in which you enter your password or PIN. In my vault, you have to just insert your micro SD card into the vault and the vault opens. Let me show you a demo of it. This is the vault which I made. I have made my vault using Arduino Uno, a sticker module, a motor, and a switch. I have connected my vault to an 18 volts charger. Once I on the switch in my vault, and as soon as I insert the SD card into my vault, the vault opens. As soon as I insert the SD card inside my vault opens. Once I remove the SD card out of my vault automatically closes. I have decided to make this project as many of them uses vault nowadays in their homes to keep their product safely. And the problem faced by them is forgetting their PIN or their password which they have saved. So my project is a simple solution for that. You just need to remove a micro SD card from your mobile or any other devices and put it inside the vault. Thank you.
Thank you, Code FA4. Last but not the least, now I call the last contestant of Pact Architect, Code FA5, to present the project.
Good evening, everyone. I am FA5. So I have developed a project to solve a problem. The problem is most of them are not concentrating while driving, which ends up in accidents, even losing life. So to save this, I have come up with a project. So my project has 5 sensors. One in the front, in the left corner, in the right corner, in the right side, and one last in the left side. So what it does, it senses if there's any vehicle nearby and then send the signal to the Arduino. Then the Arduino processes the signal and then give the command to the driver. And the driver powers up the motor according to the command. So let's now imagine a situation where my project car is there in the front and let's have an obstacle in front. So let's imagine that there is a vehicle in the forward, and if we did not make any move, it would end up in crashing. So to prevent that, my project senses if there's a vehicle in the left side lane, and if there is no vehicle present in the left side, it will overtake the vehicle in the left side. And let's take a situation in which a vehicle is present in the left side lane, it will overtake in the right side. In the last situation, there is vehicle in all the sides and make it impossible to overtake. Then it reduces the speed of the motor to avoid crashes. So in now you can see here that there is an obstacle in front and our car is trying to overtake left side since there's no vehicle in the left side. And let's see the second situation in which there is a vehicle on the left side, so it overtakes in the right side. And the last situation in which there is a vehicle on the all side, it reduces the speed of the motor to avoid crashing. So there are many accidents happening around us, and then many of them losing their life due to this. This all are happening in the night time because drivers are sleeping while driving, and which makes them to cannot control the vehicle and end up in accident. So I hope by implementing my project in all the automobile four-wheeler cars and preventing these accidents. So that's 3 minutes. I hope you love my project. Thank you.
Thank you, Code FA5. That was truly par excellence. Hope you have enjoyed watching the splendid performance of evolving Bill Gates and Steve Jobs. Now we have arrived at the concluding segment of today's event. The results will be published on school website tomorrow. Before we sign off, I take this opportunity to thank the distinguished guests and the parents' fraternity for guiding our technocrats to create milestones and pursue their aspirations with indomitable spirit. Thank you everyone for being the part of our contest. Have a wonderful evening.